Hello everyone, Storm Whirlwind here. Today we'll be taking a look into on the next Wintry system that will bring some flash flooding across parts of Texas and Oklahoma, even a chance for some snow accumulations up into the northeast. We do also have a system to keep an eye on early next week, but let's first go to get started with the system that'll be coming in starting actually today. There is a chance of severe weather across parts of Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. The main threat should be damaging winds, and probably a potential tornado near Lubbock, Texas. That's kind of the bullseye at this point for the potential for some severe weather. At this point, it's just a small, slight risk area, so not too big of a deal. But flash flooding will be the second biggest story with this system here across parts of Oklahoma. I'm going to back this up. See, you got your cold air rushing in, so there is a potential for a mix into parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. That is possible. So then those storms start to train over Oklahoma, and then that front finally starts to move there. So it's basically going to be an overnight flash flooding threat for Oklahoma at this point. Rainfall amounts could be pretty much 1 to 3 inches. Some other places could see higher. You can see here from the European model, we do have up to 4 inches of rain. And it kind of extends back into Missouri, Arkansas, even back down into Texas here for some of the highest amounts. Look into the NAM here. This should be far out enough. And yes, it is. You can see with those pretty high rainfall amounts. So there is a chance for flash flooding into parts of Oklahoma, into Arkansas there. So keep an eye on that. It's most likely just going to be overnight threat. Pretty much tonight into tomorrow morning will be the main threat here. As you can see here with that potential mix over back into New Mexico and Texas there, it's going to be very brief. But as we continue up into the near the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast here, let's back this up, there is a chance for a transition to rain to snow into parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. Now the chances are lower if you go more back into the southwest tail end of this here. As you can see here, the NAM 3KM does show the transition at Springfield and St. Louis there, even around Indianapolis and Columbus and Cleveland there. As we move on later into the day, your cold front starts to pass. You can see that tail end of some of that snow reaches as far as near Louisville, Kentucky there during the day. So folks in northern Kentucky could see the chance for some of their first snow of the season. We did already had some of our first snow in the season back in Halloween. So that was pretty interesting there. You move on to the northeast here. Got some decent snow going on. If we move on to the European model here, the solution's a little bit back to the northwest here at this point. But the snowfall accumulations looks to be lower than we were showing a couple of days ago. Now, we're going to have a problem here, especially for a lake effect snow. Look at all this lake effect snow coming off from the Great Lakes. That's tons of snow coming in, and that should last for a while on the northwest flow with the wind. It looks like it should calm down by Friday. Well, we will take a look into those snowfall amounts. So here we go in the next 3 days here. You can see some areas around the Great Lakes could see up to 5 inches. I think you could see more than that. I mean, it is possible to see more than 5 inches of snow for pretty much anybody that lives nearby the Great Lakes with the northwest flow of it. And that's from the European model there. Let's move on to the GFS model here. Very similar solution here, but you can tell here, just not that much snow accumulations, but I don't think you're going to see much of any snow accumulations down in Ohio. But there is probably a chance for a dusting at least for you guys there. I do have a snowfall forecast map to show you guys here, but I do not have it included with the Great Lakes action though. already gave it to you, probably 5 to 8 inches of snow at best. There, from the Great Lakes. So what the NAM 3KM does show, you can see it's pretty high res. You can see up into Canada up to a little over a foot. When you reach to the green, that's over 6 inches of snow. You can see Erie, Pennsylvania, 6.6 inches. And to me, this here it's a little bit accurate with the snowfall amounts from the Great Lakes. But you can see overall it looks to be a general 1 to 3 inches of snow. But those higher elevations can see more than that. You can see up in Vermont, that could be a little bit overdone with 9 inches of snow. But it is possible, though. So here's my forecast map for the snow event. This is going to be valid from tomorrow into Saturday. Here, you can see basically it does think for parts of Ohio there's at least a chance for it, and that goes all the way up into Maine. Same thing for the 1 to 3 inches, but it's just from Pennsylvania. That's the more widespread area, but people could probably see less than an inch in that area. That is potentially possible. I don't know what that means. Basically, I'm just saying it is possible to see less than an inch for some spots. But overall, I think it's just a 1 to 3 inches event. But as you move on a little bit further in the interior northeast, like New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even Maine, could see 3 to 5 inches there. And those higher elevations could see over 5 inches of snow, as you can see here. I've noted up there. Alrighty, now let's move on into our next system here. Now, this just came up last night here. The system here. So there goes by that system here. It's going to be valid from Sunday into Wednesday of next week here. So it is a little far out, but it is something to note here. And the European model, all of a sudden, jumped on with the GFS solution here. It's safe for the CMC model as well. So we got a pretty good agreement already with this system here. But things could change here to let you guys know. But I do have an idea for it, and I'll show you guys that towards the end of the video. So we do have this cold front coming in here. It does have a little bit of snow along with it, but it's a pretty strong front. That could bring in record lows across parts of the central and eastern United States. I mean, this is going to be very cold air coming in. We do have this, you can see here, there's a system developed back in Texas, Oklahoma. Very similar setup to what we're about to have tomorrow, but this one here is going to be a little bit stronger this time here. It'll also have more moisture along with it, and also the cold air is going to be a little bit better in place. This is basically Sunday night here. You can see we do have a mix of rain and snow in Oklahoma there. Could see their first snow of the season. So we're basically about Monday. You can see that mix goes pretty far south into Texas there. You can see a mix of rain and snow in Arkansas now. You can see that snow does extend from Oklahoma all the way up into Pennsylvania. And you also do have active lake effect snow at this point here with that wind and northwest flow. So we continue here on the next frame. This front here starts to slow down here. So you could probably see pretty high amounts anywhere probably from Arkansas all the way up into the northeast here. You can tell there that front does slow down, and you have a system that comes off of the Gulf here. They're going across Alabama here. What we had before with this solution here is that this low pressure actually was kind of more in this direction here, bringing in some pretty good snowfall amounts from Kentucky all the way up into the northeast here. You can see here we do have that solution there. Seems like it turns to the northeast a little bit late, and that could be a potential nor'easter there. But look all that cold air coming in behind it though. And, I mean, the 540 line goes all the way down into Texas there. Snowfall amounts potentially from the system, at least from the GFS model here. You can see here, potential snowfall amounts could be up to a foot or more into parts of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Vermont there. You can see even some of those pretty decent amounts back into Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia there, in those Appalachian Mountains there. Tennessee snowfall amounts up to 8 inches of snow. Now, it does include sleet, so I highly doubt Arkansas will see, excuse me, 5 to 8 inches of snow. I highly doubt that. It's not really accurate. Like I said, it includes sleet, as it says up here. So that's your GFS solution here. So let's go back to about there. Let's look into the CMC model here. It's jumping on board with a very similar solution. So you got your cold front here. Now, it does bring a little bit more snow with it. As you can see here, this front starts to slow down as it reaches to around the Ohio River Valley area, back down into Oklahoma. You can see here, you know what, it actually turned, it's actually pretty far offshore here. But you can also see an active, the Great Lakes are actually pretty active. You can actually see here, most of the snow looks to be pretty much from Kentucky, Tennessee along the East Coast here. So that's a little bit interesting. And you also do have your clipper system there going by. Or the snowfall amounts from the CMC model. Well, basically 1 to 3 inches for the most part. But you can see those higher elevations like West Virginia, Maryland, Virginia. You could probably see 5 to 8 inches of snow. But along the coast there, could see about that much of 5 to 8 inches. Look at the Great Lakes though. Potentially up to 2 feet of snow for the next 192 hours. So that's basically extending. So this is the next 8 days here. And that's a lot of snow for the Great Lakes region. So it's going to be active pretty early. Well, not really early, but it's early for the Great Lakes to be turning on with their lake effect snow there. Now let's move on to the European model. Now, on the run this morning from the European model here, it did not show the solution. Now it does. I was about to say the European model is an outlier. Now it's not. Let me show you this here. So let's go ahead and move on into Sunday here. You got your cold front coming in here, as you can see here, with your snow. Got your low pressure system here developing over Texas here. Excuse me. Give me a drink real quick. You can see here your low pressure system developing over Texas here, starting to get your moisture. Quite a bit of snow with this here along that cold front. So it's a stronger cold front with this solution here from the European model here. Your low pressure system at this point would be over Louisiana. But look at all that cold air into Texas. It's pretty intense there. Cold air. And you know what? We should probably see the temperatures in a moment. Actually, let's do it right now. As you can see here with those temperatures there, 20s in Texas. Man, that is cold. Looking around Nebraska, single digits there. You can probably see wind chills in the negatives there. But let's go back to this potential winter storm here. Very similar placement what the GFS has it. The front slows down. It really depends where the low placement's going to be. If it's going to be a little bit further north, closer to the front, you'll see more snow for these areas up here. Because you have more moisture in place, you do actually have the cold air in place. You see here we go into Tuesday here, your low pressure system looks to be two separate ones from this solution here. Low pressure over Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and another one nearby South Carolina here. So and even snow as far as the Carolinas there, which I don't think they're going to see snow at this early in the season, but it is possible at this time. Again, active lake effect snow going on across the Great Lakes with that northwest flow. Here's the snowfall amounts from the European model here. You can see here these pretty decent snowfall amounts across parts of Tennessee, North Carolina, West Virginia, generally 1 to 3 inches with those higher elevations there, like the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. A little over 5 inches of snow there. And you gotta subtract some snow up here. It's not going to be a foot, but it could be around Maine now. I'll say about 5 to 8 inches of snow for some of these folks in here. And again, active lake effect snow, with these snowfall amounts a little over a foot in some areas there, especially for that area there. Like I said, things will change with this because this here just popped up and it can disappear in the next couple of runs or so, but we'll see. It's just something to note. And right now at this point, it's looking to have a winter pattern for the next week or two. So yeah, here's my outlook valid Sunday into next Wednesday here. Let's move on back down into Texas here. This question mark here is, you could probably see maybe a rain to snow transition here. So it's kind of a little bit of a question mark at this point for these areas here. I should probably extend that up into Oklahoma. But at this point, I'm alright with the placement of the question mark there. It should be extended a little bit further up north. The screen here is just basically pretty wet. Models do have a good agreement with the placement with the rain to mix. So you can see here it extends from Arkansas into Tennessee there. I think they have to place for rain to mix area a little bit too far to the south here. It shows even for parts of central Mississippi there, even north central Alabama. So it's a little bit crazy there, especially for this time of year. Light snow in the blue there. And where I have my prediction here, I think this is going to be kind of like an Appalachian runner at first, then it's probably going to be a nor'easter then. See moderate to heavy snow potentially at this point here. You can see it extends from parts of Kentucky all the way up into the interior northeast here to parts of Maine there. You have your rain to snow area from the Appalachian Mountains area, like parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, from parts of West Virginia, parts of Maryland, Delaware, along the east coast of the northeast there. So this is basically my thinking for now here, and things will definitely change later on. So we're going to see about this system here in the upcoming days. So yeah, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If y'all did like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload. If y'all guys got any questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.